This is TechCrunch.
The latest bid to squeeze a ban on states regulating AI into an annual defense bill has reportedly been rejected after facing bipartisan pushback. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, a Republican from Louisiana, said Tuesday that Republican leaders would look for other places to include the measure, an effort that President Trump has supported. The proposal to preempt states from enacting their own AI regulation came months after GOP lawmakers sought to include a 10-year moratorium on state AI laws in Trump's tax and spending bill earlier this year. The provision failed then due to strong resistance from both parties. Silicon Valley has supported such measures, arguing that state regulations create an unworkable patchwork of rules that could slow innovation. Critics argue that most state AI legislation is focused on safety, transparency, and consumer protections, and in the absence of federal AI laws that perform those tasks, blocking states from regulating would be effectively handing over control to big tech with no oversight. Scalise reportedly acknowledged that the defense bill was not the place to include such a provision and echoed Trump's previous calls to introduce the ban as a separate bill. A leaked draft executive order signals Trump is considering taking matters into his own hands, though those efforts have reportedly paused for now. The rapid succession of robotaxi deployments from companies like Waymo and Zoox have people in the industry once again dreaming about how autonomous vehicles might change our daily lives. That includes driverless taxi rides, sure, but also headier ideas like sending an autonomous vehicle to fetch groceries or pick up dry cleaning. If those things are ultimately going to happen, navigating the handoff moment, such as where exactly a vehicle should stop to receive the groceries, will be a crucial piece of the puzzle. Palo Alto-based Autolane is trying to build that layer of infrastructure, and it now has $7.4 million in fresh funding to take on that goal. Backed by VC firms like Draper Associates and Hyperplane, Autolane said it will start by coordinating pickup and drop-off points for companies that want to let robotaxis come onto their private property. The startup has signed a deal with Simon Property Group to coordinate driverless vehicle arrivals and departures at shopping centers owned by the real estate company in Austin, Texas, and San Francisco, California. This deal will include creating simple physical infrastructure like signage. Think the many kinds of Uber and Lyft pickup and drop-off stanchions that decorate modern hotels and airports, and also software. Autolane co-founder and CEO Ben Seidel told TechCrunch, "I believe we are one of the first, let's say, application layer companies in autonomy. We aren't the fundamental models. We're not building the cars. We're not doing anything like that. We are simply saying, as this industry balloons rapidly and has exponential growth, as is already occurring this year and will occur for the next 10 years straight, someone is going to have to sit in the middle and orchestrate, coordinate, and kind of evaluate what's going on." Autolane is starting with robotaxis in mind, but Seidel is clearly focused on the bigger picture idea of applying his company's tech to all kinds of tasks autonomous vehicles might be able to perform in the future. And he wants to move quickly with Autolane because, as he sees it, the startup doesn't have any direct competition right now. He expects that to change soon. Seidel said he was convinced there was a business here after buying a Tesla last year and using the company's full self-driving driver assistant software for the first time. He said, "As soon as my own personal car was driving me around town, pretty much flawlessly, my head kind of exploded. I was mostly enthralled by the idea that this was going to change logistics, retail, real estate, where we work, where we live, where we play, how we get around, what the price of movement of goods and services and people will be." Seidel cited the viral incident from earlier this year where a Waymo robotaxi got stuck navigating a Chick-fil-A drive-thru in Santa Monica, California, as an example of the problem Autolane is trying to head off. In that case, the robotaxi had dropped off its passengers and then struggled to negotiate the fast food company's notorious drive-thru lanes. Seidel said by using Autolane software and designating an exact pickup and drop-off location, problems like this can be avoided in the future. He said someone has got to bring some order to this chaos, and the chaos is already starting. Companies could surely do some of this work themselves, at least on the physical infrastructure side, It's simply not that hard to make a sign. Seidel said, anyone can do that. That's not the case, though, for autonomy. Robotics need precise instructions and precise geolocation and technological communication. You can't just put up a white sign with some black letters and hope for the best with 10 different types of robotics coming in. Instead, Seidel said the value of Autolane is in how it will integrate with the companies that own real estate as well as with the autonomous vehicle providers. That's why the plan is to essentially build APIs for the physical locations so autonomous vehicle companies can receive these precise instructions. Businesses will have to directly integrate into each one of these robotics companies, car companies, so that they follow your rules, he said. Seidel also said he explicitly does not want to work with cities or municipalities. We don't work on public streets. We don't work with public parking spots. We're just providing these tools as kind of a B2B hardware-enabled SaaS solution so that Costco or McDonald's or Home Depot or, in our case, Simon Property Group, the world's largest retail real estate investment trust, can begin to have what I like to refer to as air traffic control for autonomous vehicles, meaning they know which ones are incoming and outgoing. That's it from TechCrunch. For more tech stories like these, go to techcrunch.com.